In breaking news now, it has been announced by Bill and Melinda Gates that they are getting divorced. And it's an interesting time for this to be happening. And I'm going to go now to an article by the New York Times to just show you the way that they are trying to shape this in the news, especially in the worldwide news. And obviously, this is going to be all over the news tomorrow. Now, as you know, that Bill Gates, he's a member of the Committee of 300, the same as his father before. All of those that have attended my meetings will understand what that means. And he is focused only on the task at hand. So there's no time for family in this. And the headline reads here, and you can find this article in the description below the video. Bill and Melinda Gates are divorcing. The couple separation is likely to send shockwaves through the worlds of philanthropy, public health, and business. Bill and Melinda Gates, two of the richest people in the world who reshaped philanthropy and public health with a fortune Mr. Gates made as a co-founder of Microsoft, said on Monday that they were divorcing. For decades, Mr. and Mrs. Gates have been singular forces on the world stage. Now, there's something wrong with that statement to begin with. Two people cannot be a force as two individuals on the world stage. This is just not possible unless you are given immense power to do so. Their vast wealth affording them access to the highest levels of government, business, and the non-profit sector. Now think about that. How a person can influence governments. We know that Bill Gates visited with President Cyril Ramaphosa just before this lockdown of ours started, the level 5 lockdown. And what did they discuss? Why does an individual have access to our president, and how can an individual influence the world? Think about that for a minute. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, with an endowment of some 50 billion US dollars, has vast influence in fields ranging from global health to early childhood education. Enter comprehensive sexuality education, part of UNESCO's comprehensive sexuality education program for Agenda 2030. And those of you that have been to my meetings, I've discussed that at length. And over the past year, the couple has been especially visible, regularly commenting on the worldwide fight against COVID-19 as the foundation spent more than 1 billion US dollars to combat the pandemic. I quote, "After a great deal of thought and a lot of work on our relationship, we have made the decision to end our marriage." Close quote. Mr. and Mrs. Gates said in a statement that was posted to Twitter. Mr. and Mrs. Gates went on to say that they had built a foundation that works all over the world to enable all people to lead healthy, productive lives, but that they no longer believe we can grow together as a couple in this next phase of our lives. The divorce will create new questions about the fate of the Gates fortune, much of which has not yet been donated to the Gates Foundation. Mr. Gates, who co-founded Microsoft, is one of the richest people in the world, worth an estimated 124 billion US dollars, according to Forbes. The Gateses have been married. The Gateses have been married for 27 years and have 3 children. The Gates Foundation is the most important and influential philanthropic entity in the world today, said Rob Reich, a professor of political science at Stanford University, because they buy governments all over the world as well as non-profit organizations. Since the Gates Foundation is a family foundation and the Gateses are breaking apart their family, the divorce may have huge repercussions for the foundation for its work across the globe. Thank you very much. With 1,600 staffers in offices around the world, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation gives away roughly $5 billion annually in areas like global public health and development. The foundation tapped its expertise and relationships to play a significant role in formulating the global response to the COVID-19 pandemic. While they thought they were ruling the world's medical world, they were ruling the World Health Organization, and everyone is playing to their tunes because they provided funding, investing early in vaccine candidates and helping shape COVAX, the global initiative organizing the purchases of vaccines for 92 poor countries and dozens of other nations. Now, this is how Cyril Ramaphosa, I almost use another word, has been working with Bill Gates as the chair of the African Union on this COVAX program that I spoke about extensively in his para speeches before that I just cannot stomach anymore, and that's why I've stopped to do them. Bill and Melinda Gates helped pioneer big philanthropy in its present form, said David Callahan, founder of the Insight Philanthropy. Everything has been outsized. That is what he's saying. So Bill and Melinda Gates have just become so massive that the others have become irrelevant. Last year, Mr. Gates stepped down from the Microsoft board of directors, as well as from the board of Berkshire Hathaway, the conglomerate run by his close friend Warren Buffett. Mr. Buffett has donated billions of dollars to the Gates Foundation over the years and has pledged to leave the majority of his fortune to the foundation when he dies. Well, maybe he will change his mind now. In 2010, Mr. Buffett and the Gateses created the Giving Pledge, an effort to get wealthy individuals to commit to donate a majority of their money to charitable causes. Mr. and Mrs. Gates have faced relationship struggles over the past several years, two people close to them said. There were several times when the relationship neared collapse, but they worked to keep it together, the people said, more for show than anything else. Mr. Gates decided to step down from the board of Microsoft and Berkshire Hathaway, in part so he could spend more time with his family, these people said. Well, if you look at his father and look at his history and look at how Bill Gates himself grew up, you will understand that his family has suffered the same fate. I'm lucky at the moment to actually be with my children, especially with my young children, to spend time with them. And it is fortunate, and there's many people today that actually cannot do that. They are stuck in work from early morning to late in the evening. They hardly get to see their children, who are enslaved to tablets and cell phones, a lot of them using programs that Bill Gates himself produced. When he was having trouble making the decision about getting married, he was incredibly clear that it was not about me, it was about, can I get the balance right between work and family life. Mrs. Gates said in an interview in 2019 in the Sunday Times of London, and believe me, I can remember some days that were so incredibly hard in our marriage where you thought, can I do this? Well, she can't anymore, and they have now announced that they're getting divorced. This is going to be interesting to follow, and I will certainly keep you abreast of this. Thank you very much for watching this video, and thank you for supporting this channel. We need your support. I love all the encouragement that we get. I need the encouragement. Thank you very much for supporting the tour that I'm on, for making it possible for us to get to so many people in the meetings. We've met with 25% of the subscribers on this channel, and that's really wonderful. Face to face, not just over a computer. And this is really marvelous. Much better than the dreams that Bill Gates has had for the world, where everyone can face each other on computers. We have to change that, and people need to be people. We are humans first, and human interaction is always best. Face to face is always best, and touch is even better. Thank you very much. Till the next video.